Um, Petrov was who User was playing. I was playing Steve, the one
Oh,
who stole the pocket knife.
that's right. And Steve is dead. Hello, everybody. That's the introduction we're giving you tonight. We are back for Bandit Blaze actual play. My name is Lucas. This is Lucas G Variety. We'll get a quick recap in a second, but this is session number 18 called True Fire. Oh, yeah. You know, those Bandit Blades Lars like, oh, True Fire. You did not just say that. Oh, I did. We'll talk about True Fire when they get back to camp, and Shreya sees that there's a rookie with fire over his head. I'm sure that won't cause any questions whatsoever. Anyway, today is, of course, March the 31st of 2022. We are just one day shy of April Fool's. Man, I can't play any pranks. Except to say that we had a good episode. We'll see you guys later. Have a good night. There. Totally faked everybody out. Anyways, we're back. Back with my boys. We should be jumping at Mike later, but if not, we're still going to move on and keep this ball rolling. So, anyways, session number 18. We're live. My name is Lucas, and here we are. Last time, I drew a blank. We are playing the mission called something that the Marshal had named it. So smooth.
Yeah, I did come up with the names. I wasn't told to remember them.
Nope. It was called a trail where the lost walk.
Yeah, there we go.
Special recon primary. It was to get a relic, which is the fire. We'll come over that and some other stuff. They found their way. The undead had found this large statue in the mountains. The head inside is hollowed out. It's actually a temple. And they wanted in there so bad. They built scaffolding up. All these undead and all these humans are working to get in there. And here comes the Dorna the Sniper and Bedlig the Heavy, along with the Grinning Ravens, to put a stop to that. To maybe get up there first and see what it's all about. They had the scaffolding built up to the neck of the statue. They were almost there to the hollowed out mouth and eyes. From it was glowing this indigo light. Very bright as dusk was approaching. Bedlig stays down below and takes all of their horses, straps them together, ties dynamite to them, steers them into the scaffolding after he jumps off last second, causing a huge explosion of undead, people, scaffolding, and horse flesh everywhere, making the scaffolding not only unstable, but also causing huge distraction. So meantime, the Adorna and the Green Ravens make their way up top, make a makeshift bridge, throw it over to get over to the head, go across, go inside, where they find this kind of sacred temple of some sort, with like this statue of a person from like the waist up, holding their hands like this, and hovering above the statue, not touching anything, is this purple fire, this indigo flame. But on the other side of the room is a lieutenant of Renders. And we'll come to find out later. Dog, lay down. Yeah, dog's interfering here. Hi. Yeah, good doggy. We'll come to find out later. It is the Lieutenant Lugos, the Clockwork Assassin. It is a crow that is raised up in the ranks to infamous to lieutenant, so just below the broken Render himself. And he's got some nifty gadgets, and they start a gunfight. And two rookies perish almost immediately. Bedlig is making his way up the mountain during this time, pursued by more undead, and kind of jumps into action just at the right time. But they fight. He's using his rifle, then Lugos pulls out his pistols, and then his arms become blades, and then the fight gets intense. A couple of the rookies, one rookie tries to heal the sniper, fails and gets injured himself, I think. And then they're told to grab the fire and get out. So two rookies run over there. They're like, what do we do with this? And I think it's Leo and probably Petrov Petrovich.
Or was it Petrov?
Because I think two died, so I moved them to the bottom. So Meldra and Steve, Soaring Eagle, and Meldra Dakov died. So Leo and Petrov go, and then Leo just tried to touch it, and it just suddenly jumps to above his head, and he's just like, and he's just like, and the flame turns blue. And he's just like, I see the Cinder King, and he sees me. And then he's just shocked, and Meldra's trying to get him towards the exit. Bedlig comes in. He attacks Lugos holding up his blade arms, where the rookie, Dame Lewis Meriden, played by Soundwaves here at this point, puts a bullet right through him. Of course, there's the consequence because it was a desperate action and you only rolled a 5. But that is the recap done by me. So I'm going to give myself a free push. Thank you. In the bank.
I
Yes.
can push you in the river.
Yeah, I will take a free push into the river. Thank you.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I helped.
you did. You came in about halfway through the session. And, well, you ended up playing a rookie that got the kill on a lieutenant. That's huge. That's super huge.
I didn't have time to get him killed.
And it was. There it is.
But now I do. I have time now.
Desperate standard. And you got a 5. There's the roll with 4 dice. Got a 5. So when the bullet goes through Lugos and he goes limp and just collapses and starts to deflate instantly, just a mess of clockwork mechanisms, just clanging and stuff falling apart as the body just kind of implodes almost, and just like a big air raft just has the air slowly leaking out, just kind of. And Bellig is like holding it, just this limp substance in his hands. But the bullet that's traveled through hits a rope at the other side of the room. This is the consequence here. Unless she resists it with whatever you shot with. Well, probably shoot, right? You did a shoot.
Shoot.
So it'd be with a prowess resist.
Yep. I set this up for that.
But basically what's going to happen is it shoots a rope that drops these metal sheets, these metal doors that will cover the eyes and the mouth of this head that you're inside of, closing you guys inside. So your fire, if you were to resist, that means you just kind of tweak your shot a little bit and you don't actually hit this. But you're going to have to roll. Otherwise,
Yeah.
the cord is cut and then comes down, locking everybody inside.
Let's roll them bones.
So I want to make it big, but it's just so easy. It's just like, I resist. 2 stress.
2 stress. Ooh. Whew. If that was one more stress, I'd been traumatized up.
Oh, baby. That was close. But she saves a trauma. You know, she won't die as a rookie.
She's got the double trauma, though.
Yep.
Yeah, well, this one has triple
Oh,
for some reason.
Well, that just means she can take 1 trauma before dying. The second one would kill her.
Yep.
Right? Anyway, she's just like, oh, she sees the rope because of that resistance that caused her extra stress as she pulls up the fire. At the last second, just twists a little bit, still hitting her target, but missing the rope in the back. Lugos goes limp. And after this echo of the gunshots go off, all these ones, you guys are all half deaf, 3/4 deaf maybe. 2 rookies lie dead. You guys look over and you see, let me get him back up here. Come on. Leo with a blue flame above him, and his eyes are just size of dinner plates, and he's just like, is almost catatonic. And Petrov is like pulling on him like, hey, get out of it, man. Adorna, who is being played by a user, I guess I'll take over for a second, so it's kind of over. She's like, we got to go. Grab the bodies. Push on Leo. Let's get out of here. She goes, those undead are going to be up here in a matter of moments. We got to make our way down. But
Bellig will. Oh,
no, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Nope.
Bellig will lug both of the corpses over his shoulders,
All right.
and he'll grab the most interesting looking gear out of Lobo.
Lugos.
Lugos. Sorry.
Locucius?
You know what? His rifle broke down into pieces and went into his legs, so that'd be a little bit harder, and his arms became blades, but he did have
Can I just rip his whole leg off?
I was going to say you could do that, but he also had 2 revolvers. So whatever you think is the prize you want to grab between a revolver or a leg that has a rifle in it.
Yeah, okay, you know what? You sold me on the revolvers. I'll unceremoniously, put my boot into his back while I have both of his wrists, right?
Mhm.
And just rip out his arms through the rear sockets. But it's not gory, right?
No.
Machine.
It's just a machine. Okay, yeah, I don't feel bad then. Okay, and I'll throw the 2 rookies over my shoulders.
So you take 2 arms and 2 rookies.
Yeah, and I'll say something like, "The clock strikes 12," and then I'll like pull it out.
Okay.
Very nice, very nice.
So
This
mark
clock doesn't need these arms anymore.
This is a pair of fine revolvers. You better put them on the sheet. They are super nice.
And Bellig can like always take them now.
I wouldn't see why not. I don't know if they're on the heavy character sheet, but they would probably at least be one. I'm not sure if what's on the heavy sheet, but you have to take a look.
He gets a fine hand weapon, which I think is more of like a dagger, right?
Yeah, it's a melee weapon.
Yeah, he's more of like other things mainly. But I mean, I can always just write another item in his utility.
I would say it's the same weight as the fine melee weapon, whether it's 1 or 2. The revolvers together would be the same weight as that. So whatever that is, okay? So but definitely note it in his notes that he actually has them, whether he takes them or not. It's up to him. So does that. Adorna is limping, but she will. Let's see. You're still playing Dame there. I got Leo, Adorna, and Petrov. She's kind of hurrying them, and I think what we're gonna do, maybe it's a group action. You guys decide, but I think you guys need to. So you have undead trying to finish the scaffolding now. That's hurry and get up there, and there's other ones that were pursuing Bellic up the mountainside. So you got to find a way out. So we need to at least have a roll to get out of here, and I think that will be the end of the mission. What do you guys want to do?
So you know how their scaffolding like mostly fell, but it's still kind of standing.
It is. Yep. It's still standing. It's just damaged heavily at the bottom.
I think we like run out, jump on it, and like ride it as it falls down.
Oh.
Wushu style.
And like, we jump off into some trees right before it hits the ground and land, without a scratch. Well, maybe a couple scratches.
Oof. It sounds like that's a wreck or even a rig. You can position for a maneuver, maybe. Someone's just got to lead it, but I feel like it could be a good group action. You could have between Bellig and Adorna, and then Soundwave's rolling for the rookies. I mean, having just rolling a dice for the rookies. Adorna's not. She's got 1 in rig, 1 in wreck, and none in maneuver. What about Bellig?
1 in wreck. But I can prowess resist like a boss, so I'm still down with it.
I think wreck is good. I think they get up there and you start pushing the scaffolding with your feet, and then you get the right angle and just ride it down. Right? Is that what we're gonna go with? I think it's definitely.
Now, wait.
Okay.
I am peppered with shots, which is a level 2 harm, which would
-1
knock me
die.
back down to disadvantage.
Me too. Because Adorna is shot at a level 2. So that's not -1 die. Which means that's, with a wreck, that's going to be, roll 2 dice and
Take the
worst.
Bellig is rethinking his strategies at this point.
Unfortunately, I'm now at near max stress as well, but my maneuver is better than anything else.
So
Me and the roof.
Adorna, who is in the lead of the squad, is like, we could just... She goes, Bellig, which way did you come from? Did you follow us up our path or some other direction?
Yes. Yeah, I'll point right back the way we came.
Are you being followed?
Yes.
Can't be as many that are down below. Maybe we could shoot our way back down the mountain. It would be easier than the scaffolding. It's a narrow path. We could just load them with gunfire and take it straight down.
Fine. Get behind me. And I'll start barreling down the path.
So she has 3 in shoot. That's what she was going with. Does that work
Yeah.
for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll
So
be...
everybody roll shoot.
So she'll be rolling 2 in shoot, but I'm gonna say it's risky but standard. So it's a risk, but you guys do it. You're done. And
Risky standard.
risky standard, bonus dice. I'm gonna have to take a -1, right, to roll it correctly. Oh gosh, she's. The dame pulls it out. I think Adorna was leading this action, wasn't it, or was Bellig? We have to decide that.
No, Adorn. Like Bellig was just like kind of
Following.
leading the way, but obviously he's not going to be shooting. He's going to
Okay.
be more punching things if he needs to. But obviously they can shoot him more before he'll get to punch anything.
So she'll
Yeah,
take
so
she'll take 1 stress for herself, and Dame does it, but I still need Bellig to roll.
Oh, I'm helping.
If you're part of the group action, you reap the benefits as well as the penalties. If you're not, you have to make your own roll. So if you want to make your own roll, and it's separate action, that's better. You can do that.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
maneuver or something.
That's absolutely fine. You tell me what you're thinking.
So a volley of shots will like ring out across probably like that gap we established was along this path, remember? But I think we're at the higher end of that.
Mm-hmm.
And like the shots will like fire and you'll see some like fall off the sides, and Bellig will just like leap over and just start like trying to brush them all off the side with one big swoop of his giant what did I call it? Marble ball. Yes.
Marble. It's like a big sledge. Isn't it like a marble sledgehammer or something like that?
Yeah, it's basically a picture like a big cardboard box but made of marble on the end of a stick, a very long stick.
Okay. Is that wrecking or skirmishing?
I think skirmish.
Yeah,
is what
skirmish
that would
works.
be.
I guess wreck doesn't make sense. Yeah, skirmish. Risky standard. Because you're getting supported by a volley. You're just pushing the other naysayers out of the way. The ones that resisted the shot. And let's see what happens here.
Risky standard, you said.
-1 die, right?
Yeah. Which it made me roll 2. That you should just take the one, right? Or how do I roll minus a die?
It says when you do bonus die, you -1.
Oh.
Once,
Yeah, so are we just going to take the 1?
Why don't you just roll again and do the -1? He only has 2 in skirmish?
Oh, okay. Yeah, amazingly enough.
All right, roll again and do the -1 in there. So I just... Oh, no! Okay. You know what?
Yeah.
It's going to be a level 2 harm because it's just your bloody you have 2 bodies over you, over your shoulder, and you're pushing you're just weighed down. So
Yeah.
it's really going to be a level 2 harm. It's just going to be fatigue. It's going to be exhaustion. Bellig has to work. I mean, he rode the horses in. He jumped up on the mountain. He charged up the mountain. He jumped over his people to fight Lugos hand to hand. He grabbed the 2 corpses. He ran out and ran back down the mountainside, leading the charge with gunshots ringing over him. This guy's exhausted at level 2. Now you can resist it down to 1 if you have the stress and or armor. That's up to you. But otherwise, it's risky, so that would go level 2. Let's see where Bellig's.
If I have 2 level 2 harms, does that mean I take -2 die, or do I stay at -1?
No,
die?
just -1.
Anytime you just have anything, you just have 2 chances in that field before it has to go to a level 3 if you get another one.
I'll resist it down to a level 1.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So prowess resist. Got 4 dice, maybe more, depending on what's going on there.
Nah, just 4.
2 stress.
So, 2 stress. Okay.
So you're superhuman fatigued instead of exhaustion, but whatever. And with that, you guys get back down. You don't have horses to ride back, unfortunately. But they are busy still trying to climb the scaffolding and complete it, and they're rushing into this head to find their lieutenant dead, and you guys gone. As you come down, sneaking behind them, back down the mountain, back the way you came, and it's nighttime. You have to find a place to camp with no fire. I don't know if anybody is a rookie that has good home cooking or anything to relieve a little bit of stress in the party. If so, you can do that or any other things. Otherwise, you'll slowly but surely make your way back to camp, and the mission will be a success. With the unfortunate, I guess you do have one fire permanently going, and that's with Leo with a blue fire over his head. He can't extinguish it. He tries putting his head in the snow. He tries covering it up. It's there. It's bright. It doesn't go away. Adorna tries touching it, and she's like pulls her hand back with a hiss. Like, that's not good. Or maybe it is. The undead definitely wanted this. It's the only thing in there. And if there's no other bonuses or things to do, aside from the 2 rookies who died, very good. And you guys make it back to camp. Congratulations and yay. You're back. Let's see here. Pause for effect. There we go. Now we're back. We'll be entering, well, not exactly yet, but we'll be entering the other phase.
Oh, the resolve mission phase is where we're at now.
Better get my cheat sheets out.
So it'd be ensure surviving Legionnaires gain XP.
Oh, yes, that's right. We gotta be doing that here. Get that
And then
out.
we'll move on to the secondary mission.
Wait for that thing. So mission prep, resolve missions, play the primary, and then you do engagement. Okay, so let's do XP. This is always a fun part for you guys. Let's Petrovich, right? That was played by a user last time. And we have Adorna, Belig, and Dame Lewis, right? We'll go right to Petrovich here. It was played Charles. You guys usually mark your desperate along with it, and I can't remember, so I'm assuming that was been done. He doesn't actually have a lot. I don't think he really, maybe he was even played for, well, he was played well though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, at first, so.
Just didn't.
He did get shot, so he deserves a little XP, right? He gets one
He
XP.
gets one for just surviving.
All right, I'm going to put it into his special ability clock for now. We can switch it later if we want. If you guys, actually, Marshall, do you want to do it?
Sure.
All right, I put one in there so far. You can change it, though. If you help the squad by staying out of the way or surviving despite the odds, of course, that'll be a second one. If you bought into play as heritage or trauma, well, it'll just be heritage.
Loyal and bold. Getting shot is bold and loyal.
All right.
Only the loyalist Legion.
I think it's also part of group actions.
Yeah. All right. So that'll be number 3. And per highest threat of opponent faced should be 5 because I think lieutenants are 5, but I'll double check real quick. Lieutenants are lieutenants are threat 4 opponents. So he'll get an additional 4 XP. So that should put him at what, 7?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's almost a soldier.
Yeah, but I might actually. I remember we were prepping him to become a doctor, so I got to know which skill tips he still needs.
I think he prepped him, but let's make sure.
There's stuff he's missing. I know that.
Yeah.
So you have starting abilities. You have to have 1 in doctor. That's the special one you get. 2 in research. 2 in research. 1 maneuver, 1 consort, and 1 discipline.
Oh, he's got it all.
Yep.
Okay, so he just needs to become a specialist then.
Mm-hmm.
He's
You
almost
gotta be
a
a
soldier.
soldier first. Yeah. Worst part is you got to go soldier first. You can't just go straight to spec.
Yeah.
So he just does that once, levels up 1 more time, and does the promotion again, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he's almost there. That's Petrov. Step aside, sir. Next, who wants to go?
Dame's pretty similar.
Okay, go ahead.
Survive the mission. Put it in special abilities because it's the best thing for her. Don't have any plans for this first one. If you helped your squad by staying out of the way or surviving despite the odds, I sure did. So 1.
Do that XP.
You brought into play your heritage or your trauma. I was very loyal and I was extremely bold and trying to take desperate actions just to kill the bad guy, and I managed to actually succeed at it. So I'm
She
taking
is the one that had the final shot on him.
Yep. That plus the final shot was a desperate action. So
I see that marked in the process. So then,
3.
yep, and then you
Get
should
3.
you get 4 more.
You get 4 more.
Yep, so she's real close too.
1 away.
There we go. I think that's her, right?
Yep.
All right. Should we knock out? So Adorna's would have been done as they go. It looks like her prowess clock is filled. So that should mean she gets to level up.
Well, she gets a new point in somewhere in prowess.
Yeah. I would leave this to the marshal, though, because he is the marshal and user is not here. I'm not going to make the decision. I built her originally, but...
We're talking Adorna.
Yeah, I don't think she has the ability where she could put... Yeah, she does not have elite in order to go up to 4 and shoot, which would be great.
So I think, maneuver is probably good for her.
Yeah, and then ups her prowess resist all the way, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And, snipers got to move, too.
They do. Let's see. 1 XP, she survived the mission. She did.
She's stressed out, or traumatized out, right?
No. You can fill it.
You can fill it?
Go over.
You can fill it. You just can't go over.
It's like if you fill it and then you need one more, then you trauma.
That would have majorly affected my risk-taking strategy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. You're cool. That's just, I got 1 in the pocket now. Well, that's worth 2 in the bush or something.
You helped your squad through keen observation or key shots. Definitely. That's another one.
Yeah, gave her 1 for that, so that's 2 so far.
If you brought into play your heritage or trauma, she does not have trauma, but she was part of a group action quite often. She was leading them a couple.
Yeah,
that's where
she
most
was
for stress
told to
came
lead,
from.
and she didn't want to lead. That's loyalty.
So that's another one.
So there's 1 there.
And then highest threat.
So she got
4 more.
4 more.
A dinger. And then gives 2 more somewhere else or into more special ability points.
Yeah, so she'll have 2 as a carryover after we decide her special ability. Let's see. Let's take a look together. She can do the Crimson Shot. That's a big one. Elite, so she can go up to 4 and 2. That's always good. The ones at the bottom are always good for everybody, right? Hardened, Survivor, and Veteran. Those are always good.
Yeah, but you got to fill them both up. That's the problem with that one.
Yes,
they're really good, but they're pain in the butt to get.
Mm-hmm. They are tough. Akimbo. Dueling at close range 2 pistols, gaining potency. That probably was what she should have been doing at the end, but she got the 1 eye. That's interesting too. Ambush.
I think ambush.
Yeah, that one seems thematic to the way she's been playing.
Mm-hmm.
When you attack from hiding or spring a trap, you get +1 die. Sounds good to me. Just getting better and better. So
that's pretty tough.
Let's
that's
clear
a pretty
her.
Tough move.
I'm gonna clear her XP. Dom, where do you want to put her last 2 ticks?
We'll just let him ride on the specials.
Alrighty. Good job, Lady Adorna. Oh, she's not Lady in this. Sorry, Adorna Valdukova. she's a big NPC character of mine. Okay, Belig. Last but not least. Oh, he's
all right.
He's been beat up, hasn't he?
Yes.
Now that I'm looking at him.
We paid for all of Belig, and we got all of Belig on this adventure.
Yeah, heavies get fucking wrecked.
So, he survived the mission.
Yep.
I'll take 1 for that. Helped your squad through might or fortitude. I think that's fair.
Oh yeah,
quite a few times.
You got that one for sure.
If I brought my heritage or trauma into play, my heritage, I was bold. I would definitely say I took a couple of bold actions there.
And you were a tank.
Can't say I ever brought the trauma haunted into play. So
no. I don't think so. So just 1 for there. Yep.
But it makes up for it with the next one.
Per threat, highest threat faced.
Yeah, so you get 4 more there. So you could pop up his prowess and get his special abilities full at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's a sweep for him. That's nice.
Yes. What are you gonna take in prowess?
I bumped up his skirmish. It makes 0 sense why his skirmish isn't higher, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. Especially at the end there. If not, I would have gone shoot because he has his new pistolas or maneuver. But I think skirmish is probably good to go with him. What's he got for special abilities? That might be good. Backup is good. It sounds like him.
Tenacious is a good one. Always.
Tenacious is good. Let's see what that. Penalties from harm are 1 level less severe. Which he already has. Tough to ignore level 1 harm penalties. And then
So
tenacious
ignore
makes
everything up to level 2.
pretty much, yeah.
Yep.
Weapons master. When you push yourself, you also gain potency in melee combat. All right. Vigorous. Vigorous is good to get a 1 free healing check.
Yeah.
It's pretty good when you're actually hurt.
Yeah, against the darkness is just good as far as resisting fear and corruption. I never do the fear thing. It's probably something I should do. Like people, they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's horrible," and they want to run away.
That one was the fear effect was more on some of the other guys too. They were specialized in that.
You know, some of the enemies.
Yeah, some of the other broken. There's
Oh.
another broken that was almost all fear related stuff.
It's probably Breaker.
Yeah, it was oopy spoopy stuff all the time.
Yep, she's
Give
the
it
one.
to-
She's the one I didn't choose. Yeah.
I'll take Tenacious, just because I think that fits his character best. It's a tough one though. Heavy's got a lot of nice abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do. They pay for them.
Alrighty, that is done. We are going to resolve our secondary mission with an engagement roll, Mr. Marshall.
Yep.
I think our secondary was a ticket one way. It was a religious mission, an escort, where you were going to bring Manic Menabar, a Barton, a noble religious man, and his entourage, minus the Mercy that was traveling with him. She's part of the third mission that we're going to fail. And he's going to take a pilgrimage high and deep into the mountains to an ancient temple. And they would like an escort there, but not to return. They just need the path cleared for them. Officer Joster and the Ember Wolves are going to be the ones that take him up.
Right on.
So, I will play the quartermaster for the most part here. Let's see where's.
Ask your questions, gatekeeper. I'm not afraid.
What's your favorite color? Blue. No, red. Ah! African swallow? Or is the other one? European. I don't know that. All right. So, let's get this engagement roll up here. So, it's going to be a religious mission. I will be quartermaster for the effects of, hey, do you give us reliquaries? And we'll decide. Let me get quartermaster out here. That's commander. That's not the right guy. Quartermaster Alexander Morriston, standing by. What is it you want now? Trying to sound like Mike there. Oh, let's see. All right, so engagement rolls. Quartermaster. Are you ready? Oh, I'm sorry.
I am.
I meant to say Marshall. I put you in the quartermaster spot. I got to move you down the overlay. That's my bad. Let's see. I got you right on the other one. My mistake. I am quartermaster. I'll move my picture up here for now. Yay, like magic. All right. Here we go.
Alrighty. So, are all on the mission oath sworn to the Legion? I mean, what do you do about the escorted people? Do they count as on the mission?
Yes. So the answer here would be no. They are not all sworn to the Legion, unfortunately.
We shouldn't have taken this mission.
This is when usually you answer yes, except for when you have people in your party that are not part of the Legion.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did the commander spend intel? No. Is everyone on the team a specialist or soldier? No. Does the Legionnaire distrust the leadership or not fear them enough to obey orders on the battlefield? I would say no to that.
We're currently no still.
Are required specialists or equipment not on the mission? The required specialist is on the mission. That's Joster.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a religious mission?
Correct.
Okay. Did the quartermaster send religious supplies to ward and protect the Legionnaires?
I'll say yes because you got those extra reliquaries or religious supplies from Asingra the Chosen. So I'll bump in. If you guys agree, this will only because you don't have anything in the engagement roll yet, right? Do you want to spend that to get at least a die here?
Yes, we have an extra from a previous mission.
Okay.
Commander would have authorized it if it was asked.
All right. So I will spend one of those and mark it down one. Alrighty.
Okay. And is any Legionnaire starting with Blight? That's something we'll never have to worry about.
That's true. 1 second.
There's some clean boys.
Mike's on his way, so he'll be in time to do the quartermaster stuff. Shoot.
Alrighty.
Which means I don't have to. All right, let me.
I get the 1 die.
Yep.
Which I mean, it only takes 1 to roll a 6. So I'll just spit that out now if you want.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Now.
Show me that 6. Close enough. Not good, but not horrible.
So
Could have been the opposite.
you can fail the mission, and all troops return unharmed. Or you can succeed, 2 squaddies die, and all specialists take level 2 harm.
And this was the was this the wolves? We're sending
Ember
don't
Wolves,
know.
yes.
This is the one, the failure condition was nothing.
No, it is +1
No,
pressure.
+1 pressure. But the reward was fine weapon blueprints for the rookies and another favor. Or I don't want to.
Yep, you're gonna.
Fine weapon, we're supposed to be all the rookies all suddenly now have fine weapons for all their weapons.
It ups their threat.
Yep.
So I should say, since you got favor for this first mission, here comes Mike in. Shreya is going to get her level up because you guys succeeded, right? So you get her 1 tick into the the 4-piece
Next level up.
the 4-piece clock if you succeed here. Also, you get the transmutation plans, which would be serious awesomeness were you to apply them. But now, let's see. You're the marshal. Marshal will ultimately
Marshal's
decide.
first.
I'm going to get Mike's face up here, so give me just a second to carve that out. Mike, and welcome, Haruka Junko.
I forgot what day it was.
It's
Friday.
Thor's Day. No,
No?
no,
Monday?
definitely not that. Please don't say Monday. It's already been a week. It's been a long week.
Every day's Monday if it's bad enough.
So we just finished the mission that we were basically at the end of last time. It was a success. We just rolled the engagement for the secondary mission. It was a 5. So they can fail the mission, which is the one for the blueprints for the transmutation stuff that you really liked to up the gear for the rookies and soldiers. So you can fail and everyone comes back unharmed. Or you can succeed and 2 squaddies die and specialists take level 2 harm.
they're gonna die. That would be Aqua Skipping Stone and Vlad Solkovich.
Oh, they're going
This-
to die.
It satisfies my narrative.
Oh yes, Aqua, the most useless rookie we had.
All right, so is there any uses left on the flag to soak up those deaths?
Yeah, we could definitely use it, but we're max. Like I said, or wait, no, we're not. We wouldn't be max because we're dealing with 4 deaths total now.
Yep.
So I have that in Josters. We have still 3 left on this Tentari banner. So
Okay, but tell me real quick the names again.
Vlad and Aqua Skipping
Vlad,
Stone. Vlad
Aqua.
Solkovich.
Skipping. Oh. So we have a story coming up, and we almost created a second story.
Whoa!
All right, so
One away.
let's get these into the graveyard. So from the Grinning Ravens, the primary mission, Steve Soaring Eagle has died.
You filled up the first story, and then
And
Meldred Daka was the next one. And she started at the next level.
And then Ember Wolves,
Vlad.
right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Aqua Skipping Stone, a Panyar. Oh, that's not good.
Vlad
Kinda beat
Solkovich.
that.
That's Vlad Solkovich. Wow.
So
Yeah, so you got 3. You got
in that squad, King James Lawton is the only OG, like from the start. And if you remember, he was the one who was like whining about never being able to like go out on missions, and now he's watched his entire squad die.
That's right. Now
Because we listened and took them out on a mission.
that's
Took him
right.
out on a couple missions.
So he had a couple bandits with him, right? And that's who's left. The bandits have
Yeah.
survived. Paulina Bulletproof and Madia 9 Lives. She's the crazy cat lady. Oh, she's Panyar. Nope. Just the crazy cat lady. That's yep. Okay. Weird. Oh boy. So, the mission's going to be a success. You find it's not so much undead. There is going to be some type of, I don't know, some type of fierce creature. Something that they described as a giant centipede of some sort. That's probably about as tall as a horse. And as long as about 4 or 5 wagons. Had just 100 legs. And it came out, and it was a fierce battle. It was the only thing they came across other than ill weather and obstacles, going up the mountain. It took a while you didn't actually kill it, but you wounded it severely enough to drive it back into the mountain. Chopped a lot of its legs off. Just hit its body enough to make it bleed this greenish blue blood. But unfortunately, the 2 rookies were taken in its incisors, its pinchers, and just like chopped in half or ripped apart. Red mist on the snow. And it was unfortunate, but you got them to the location. Marshall, were you going to say something?
I was going to say, Joster, if you're cool with this, he gets a level 2 harm. It's not from the centipede.
Okay.
It's a full body rash he's contracted.
Oh, from what?
He doesn't want to talk about it.
Did he get an STD or something? Was he making it with one of the ladies in the group?
You were up in the mountains, went down into the forests you went up into the mountains. Yeah, there's some strange. Look, he was fighting with the centipede, got tossed one way, he landed in a strange bush.
Oh. Poison oak.
He's got the mountain itch.
The mountain itch. How many names I could come up with right now? Okay, whatever. It's so terrible that it just covers his whole body. It's probably really itchy. Maybe it's not even itchy. Maybe it's painful.
Like hot and red.
Oof, that ain't no good. He's probably trying to roll in the snow and it's barely doing anything. Okay, but otherwise, mission success. The bodies are recovered from, I would say, probably from both missions. And there you go. Where are we on the map here? That's the resolving of the missions. We must now incur penalties for the missions not pursued. And that would be mission 3, called No Mercy. That's the auto failure. Commander, that'd be +1 pressure. I will do it on the map clock as I always do. So you're gonna
Under pressure.
So what was happening is, as we described last time, this Barton came to you guys, right, with his entourage. He's like, I want a pilgrimage up into the mountains. I'm going to take most of my crew, and I want you guys to clear the way. You took that mission. You guys really went back and forth about which missions to take, right, last time? And the Mercy that was with the group said, well, there's a temple nearby, and this evil has been desecrating all these temples. I'm going to go with a couple of the ladies from the group here, and we're going to separate from this guy. She's a Barton as well. And we're going to go to the temple and see if we can cleanse it. I'd like your help cleansing it. And you guys said we can't afford to do that. All right, so she went on her own anyway. And you guys might come across a spot. You might get word if you send a scout to see what happened. But what will be the result is the 2 people she went with have died and were left there. And then she's nowhere to be found. So the Mercy, her name is Arun, went on her own and didn't make it. But you guys are fighting the corruption of the shades. We've been calling the shades, the things that make copies of you when you look in their eyes, that take over bodies of undead. And like the bandit, the lady bandit that you first killed, that's where it started, took off her head. You took the bandits captive, and that shade that got free when you freed Yax took over her corpse and took off, and it's been multiplying. It's that. It's still going rampant. So because of that, there's extra pressure because there's an extra enemy still on the board. And that's how that is going to work. So, but that's all you guys, +1 pressure. Detail secondary mission results. Surviving specialist earn 2 XP. So, Officer Joster gets 2 XP for surviving the mission. Make sure I'm not skipping any of these steps. Commander, we lose pressure time and intel. I don't think we need to do much there, right? You just got the pressure. Gang lose supply and assets. If you lose supply when you have none, we dock the morale, but I don't think we have to do that. That's for the quartermaster. And then marshal, gang lose morale. Earn bonus XP. Update the roster. So we got minus. What is our morale before this happened?
Our morale was maxed.
Okay, so is that 9 or 10? I don't remember.
10.
So you would go down to 6. Are you going to use the banner for the rest of the way? What are you thinking?
I'll burn 2 of the banner uses, so we'll have 1 use left.
Okay.
And we'll eat 2 of those morale. So we'll be down to 8. Still get our 2 campaign actions.
Okay. And then you have noted that you have 1 use of the banner left?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, despite all this and the mass funeral that you have to have, the banner is put up front and people still remember. They're like, it's getting harder. But this is what the Legion is for. So, the morale does not drop as bad as it could because you have blueprints. The quartermaster's just skipping around like, yeah, I got these things. So it's blueprints
And blue fire.
And yes,
Relic.
the relic, Leo, the rookie Leo, the one that was being played by nobody that I had to play, took the true fire. So Mike, long and short of it, there was a large statue. It was up in the mountains, built out of the mountainside. The head was hollowed out with an indigo flame coming out of the eyes and mouth, which were open. It was like a temple. The undead were building scaffolding up to the top because they wanted in so badly. Well, they used horses for the mission. Belig blew up the horses with dynamite, charging them at the undead to cause a distraction. The rest of the squad, the sniper and the Grinny Ravens, went up into the head, and you guys fought a lieutenant, which is just below a broken. One of Render's lieutenants, Lugos, the clockwork assassin. It was a crow that upgraded to an assassin. Clockwork things and bits. They end up killing Lugos, touching, and inside this temple there was nothing except for 1 blue flame on a statue. The rookie's like, I have to try to take this somehow. I guess that's what they want. So we have to take it. And he touched it, and it instantly lit up above his head. And he couldn't get rid of it. All he did is he almost went catatonic, and his eyes went wide, and he said, I can see the Cinder King. And the Cinder King can see me. He knows where we are. And they had to kind of help him down the mountain because he's been like trying to recover from this. And he cannot remove the flame from the top of his head. It's there. And then they got away, and that was the mission. So, your relic.
That doesn't seem like a good thing.
I'll tell you more about what the relic does. We'll try to do it in some role playing. I might need someone. See, I need someone to play Leo so I can play Shreya probably. Unless someone wants to play Shreya, but I think I'm supposed to do that. Anyway, it's called True Fire, which is the name of our episode.
It also sounds like it would be like some kind of 80s like table, like 80s game, kind of like Crossfire.
Crossfire.
True fire. True fire.
That's our new action theme song now for it. Okay, so we did the morale. End game points. That's my job for later. And camp phase. Back at camp scene. Lord Keeper selected back at camp scene.
All right, we're still at high.
You are.
Yep. Okay, unfortunately, we filled up all the good ones, so we're going to. Let's see. Let's click off. What squad will this be? What's the one that's the most busted?
Ooh, got a couple of those now.
Yep. The Ember Wolves march to the Marshal
What's left of the Ember Wolves.
and refuse to go into the field until their captain is replaced.
King James Laden. Actually, who's their captain is?
Well, like, okay, I imagine each squad has a de facto
Designated
captain.
person.
Yeah. Yeah, the 2 bandits probably aren't too happy with Laden and how everyone under his command has fared thus far. Well, not command, but
So, the de facto leader, and they don't like him, and they want another one.
So who's they're going to the marshal?
Yes.
So who's playing who? There.
I got to be the marshal. So
Yeah, I think the marshal should play the marshal. I will
Okay.
play Paulina.
Okay, I guess I'm Ada.
Wait, does that mean I'm King James?
Eh.
You're
Yes.
just following us as we're telling us, as we're just telling you, no, we're not following you anymore.
Like Paulina's literally dragging him by his shirt, like
I don't know.
pushing him in front of her.
I'm trying to think.
Marshall, with all due respect, and pushes him forward. This man is not worth the dirt under his nails.
and Rashi, who was like, oh man, what was he doing? He was probably what is it when you carve something out of wood?
Whittling?
Whittling. Yeah. He's probably like whittling like a comb for his mustache or something. As he'll look up and go, what is the meaning of this?
They are subordination, sir. Subordination.
Not insubordinate to you. You're not in charge anymore. The marshal is in charge because you got people killed for incompetence. Look, we
were
don't know
under the
exactly how.
We were under Officer Joster. He was technically in charge. I don't know how you could put that blame on me.
Every time he turned his head, you did the opposite of what he said, and we had to follow you along, and 2 of our friends are gone. We ain't doing it no more.
I'm pretty sure I have to change my name to Maida 7 lives at this point.
Right?
He goes, that centipede came out of nowhere. It doesn't matter where we were marching. We were all doomed. He goes, Marshal, seriously, they're out of their gourd. I mean, look at them. They're not even really Legionnaires. I mean, they're all sworn, sure, but... So
now what's a Legionnaire? Now you move the goalpost on what a Legionnaire is. We swore the oath and trained, but no, we're not Legionnaires. Our opinion doesn't matter.
We followed you
not
up
truly
into
with
these
that
stupid
type of
mountains,
subordination.
despite the fact that it was a terrible idea because we were Legionnaires, and your little pampered butt's going to tell us we're not.
Yes, now the attitude, not the way you are, the disloyalty that I'm getting from you. The reason our squad mates are dead is the evil that's in the mountains. It's not my fault. He goes, Officer can see. The officer, if you looked at Officer Joster lately, he is crazy and erratic. He charges right into battle. Sometimes you got to skip a little to the side. So I gave a command, maybe, that I thought
for us to skip to the side, and you did not do it. And then we get dead.
I was right there with you.
Yeah,
I
watching as we died.
No,
yes,
no.
I saw.
Maybe it's because you weren't looking at me, but I said to the right. I led the
Maybe
charge
I was
to the
looking
right.
at the one dying
If
because
you
they
didn't
were
follow
right
me
beside
exactly,
me.
that's your fault.
I looked to my left, and there you
Commander-
are standing still where you started, while we have jumped, as you said, and we are dead.
Those are lies. Those are lies, Marshal.
Are you all quite done?
I also think his mustache could use more work, sir.
Oh, insult to injury.
And Rashi will like very delicately and methodically like place like his whittling knife down beside his half done comb. He'll stand up, he'll kind of like brush himself off, and he'll turn towards the 3 members of the wolves. We send missions out every day. And by and large, they return in good health and good humors. You have gone out, and he'll look at James. You've gone out on 2 separate missions, and this is after complaining about them. Not receiving any, not getting any of the, as you said, dirty work.
Yes, sir.
Well, each time I've sent you out, you've come back with 2 less in tow. And he'll look at the others, half expecting them to like crack in after everything that happened before. But if you don't, that's fine.
Yeah, I think Maida will just go, if we're to listen to him, it's because Joster, whoever's, or one of the officers that's sent with us is at fault. Until he says he did a command that we were supposed to do, and it's our fault. And she'll kind of like look over at Mr. Laud and just kind of give him the sideways look of, if we weren't oath sworn to the Legion, I'd probably have shanked you in an alleyway.
Ollie just crosses her arms. Sir, we can't in good conscience keep working for this man.
He speaks of disloyalty to him. We were never directly loyal to him. We're loyal to the Legion, as the oath states. We care for each other as much as we care for each other in battle, as we are brothers and sisters in arms, but we hold no loyalty above the Legion.
Rashi will like kind of like nod. He'll just like scratching his chin, listening intently to each and every one of your little complaints. The way I see it, what happened out there, happened out there. The three of you have returned. Whose fault is it that your two squad mates died? It's each and every one of your faults. I can see it already. A squad that does not work together dies alone. I've seen it time and time again. There is a common denominator around here. It's not James. It's this bickering I'm hearing. This distrust. You claim loyalty to a person or another, a captain, an officer. No. There's loyalty to one thing, and one thing only. And he'll point up at like the Tentari banner flying tattered over the center camp. And that's the Legion. If you want to keep bickering, well, I'll send you out again, and two of you will die. You can do the math.
Yeah.
How many of you that
us
leaves
too.
behind?
And he will survive.
Perhaps.
You shake your head. Should have known. We were just bandits. Just still bandits here.
You'll turn. Is that the way you see it?
It's the way it sounds, sir.
The way that he sees it.
We are the Legion. We are the shield that guards the realms of man from that which man is not ready to see. We are the lone defense, all that stands left in defense of all that lives. And you really think that he is out here to get you killed?
He's out here to make sure he survives.
Every single person here is here for a reason. To be that shield. To be that which stands between the defenseless and that which would take everything from them. There is not a single person amongst us who does not share that same resolve. And the sooner you see that, the sooner you truly know what it means to be a Legionnaire. But if you wish to keep bickering, keep fighting, well, I'll give you plenty to fight and plenty to bicker about. The three of you will lead the next outgoing mission. We'll see how many return this time. Am I understood?
All right, my will.
Well, sir, yes, but we're not a full squad.
That's or not. And if you're writing a will, I best hope you'll make it short and sweet. Because you have a lot to plan for, Captain. And he'll like slap a shoulder down. Or slap a hand down on your shoulder.
Is that,
He's not the one who ripped the arms out. He doesn't have a shoulder to slap down on yet. But...
Is that Paulina?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, James is moving down the list. And James is like, okay.
I think that's fair. If we're going out, we'll see how many come back under this circumstances.
Well, sir, it is Legion policy to have a full squad. Are we really going to go out just us three?
We'll figure that much out.
All right, then.
The three of you would better lick your wounds. Get ready. I don't want to hear another lick about any of this.
Yes,
You've
sir.
seen a lot, yes? But you have not seen how dark the night can get. And when it does get that dark, it is my job to make sure you're ready. Get out of here. And he'll turn.
Nods.
I think they salute, or King James does. I think when they go out, do they separate like 2 and 1?
I mean,
With looks at each
Colleen
other.
doesn't do that on purpose. She just turns and goes back towards where they're supposed to be.
I think that was a great scene, and I think it works. But and because of how it is, I'm going to move the clock of Legionnaires' distrust / desertion, and I'm going to give it a tick
Okay.
because that's brewing, right?
That's a medium
Yeah,
morale
absolutely.
one.
Yep. I mean, I'm not going to go 2. I'm going to do a little bit at a time. As these people start bickering and the squads are getting broken and reformed, this is the stuff that would happen. You know, even, and I think that this late in the game as we're getting there, I think that's fair. I think that makes a really, really rich story.
Can we hang a contingency off that and say, if the wolves come back with all 5, we'll take 2 ticks off that clock?
I'm not going to take 2 ticks. I might take that tick back.
Okay, I'll take it.
It's close enough, right?
You got to always,
Something.
when you negotiate, you always got to overshoot so you land.
I don't need to negotiate anything, but I am kind. And I'm a sucker.
I don't need to do anything.
Yeah, I don't. As a matter of fact, now the clock's going to be no. All right, so
Yeah, I'm about to take care of that. Go ahead. I got a story coming up.
yeah, now we got to do that too, don't we? Okay, so time passes.
Yeah, I have to make up a story on the fly.
Time passes now.
Yep. So we get +1 time
and +1,
and +1 pressure. It's the highest the pressure's been the whole time.
which is 2.
Yeah, this is as high as it seems to get.
So 1 time is going to actually.
It doesn't matter though. 2 dice can get you a crit, and that's bad.
Hold on, but we're not rolling. We're not rolling for that yet, right? We're just adding it.
No, not until I move. That's the last thing we do before we move back over to mission phase. Pretty much is move on.
All right. Well, we are at the gallows, right? Right before Talgon Forest, and
It's gonna
that
take an extra time.
it is going to be. This is when we advance. There's going to be. We add +1 time. So I'm going to do the one now that happens, right? So that means summer is half over and you're not even out of the mountains. So we are exactly, as far as the time goes, the midpoint of the game. Although I believe where our location is, we're more like 3/4. We only have 3 locations left before we're at Skydagger Keep. So 4 locations, including the very end. So we're getting there. And this is the long road, too. So I marked that time. We're at halfway through summer. At least it's actually going to be mid to late summer when you guys come out of the mountains. You're like, oh, things have changed. Anyway, this is great. Quartermaster, can you note -1 food, please?
Yep, -1 food.
At the time
If
and the
you have
pressure
no
of the food.
Morale goes down by 2.
Yep, we have 4 food left.
All right.
I should get us to the next area, and then we have to really get food.
All right. And then it's time for a Tale of the Legion.
Tale of the Legion. I'm going to pick one of these. I've been trying to pick it this whole time.
This is only is this the second story we've had? I think.
Yep. It's almost the third one though. One person away from a third story at the same time. So,
And this is for anybody listening. Every time there's 4 deaths in Legion, the lore keeper is going to tell a story that kind of adds to the lore, and it has some type of thing to it, which we'll find out in a minute here.
So I'm going to do some partial, like actually story, and some partial just read this out.
Sure.
She's picking tell a tale of the Legion's meaning. The Legion is no longer just a military, but family is forged in blood over a century. This is a tale about the oath that all Legionnaires speak. She goes on to mention that it was the first emperor, when he first created the Legion, he set forth a request from that first Legionnaire, the original commander, to make an oath sworn on the Legion and on their oath to protect the realm that would be, in his words, magically bound into the symbol of the Legion. So every time someone speaks this oath, according to the story that is behind the Legion, that's why the Legion doesn't break. It's because as long as someone is bound to the Legion can't break because the symbol of the Legion cannot be broken. Like that's why the flag is tattered but not torn. Like when it's drawn on somebody's clothing, it seems to be the last part of their clothing left, so someone will always know you were Legion up until you're dead. Because as long as you're alive, your oath to the Legion is strong, and therefore the symbol on your clothing is strong. And what that does is the effect for the Legion is going to be, I'm going to promote Pauline to soldier.
Oh, so you get to promote a rookie to a soldier?
Yep, that's the only time I get to do it. I get to do it in this one story.
Paulina.
Unless I do all the stories.
So Paulina Bulletproof, the ex-bandit, now becomes a soldier. All right. Marshall, do you want to do that, or do you want to let Soundwave play?
Well, I mean, I'll give you free reign if you want it. You played her.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
There you
go.
she's yours.
Not a rookie anymore.
Oh, not only did she get promoted to captain of the squad, she also gets, much to King James.
So when they upgrade, they get one free ability on that sheet, or
I believe so.
I can't remember.
Yep.
Because whatever doesn't care, I think you get that plus your stats, and then boom. But yeah, so she gets a promotion, double promotion basically. Very nice, Paulina, making her way right up to the top, right up to the top. So that is the tale of the Legion. Next, we'll come into the campaign actions. We'll spend campaign actions based on the current morale. And I think we have 8 to 10, so we get 2 free campaign actions, which is where the quartermaster comes in, but also the spy master as well. Plus, we have some scenes because we haven't advanced yet, but we're going to get to it. I have a couple scene ideas, and if anybody else has things, but they're all going to involve Shreya. One second here. Okay. There's going to be, I want Shreya to be at the command meeting when you guys talk about the next missions. But that's coming up. There's going to be Shreya at the smithy. So that'll involve the quartermaster a little bit in that scene. And Shreya with Leo, the true flame guy. So someone's going to be playing Leo. And we'll talk about Leo in a minute. So, but.
We don't talk about Leo.
You going Encanto there? So, but first, because so I know I'm on the same page, I think we talked about it and we voted, but I think, did we not decide on a Shrika's Mercy for her level up? Where everybody gets 1 additional tick for healing when you do a recuperate action?
Yeah, I think that's what
I
we
believe
all
that was
ended
the
up being able to agree on.
I believe that was the overall vote.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't what I voted for directly, but I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. So let's go with that one. It's one more than 2/3 of the 4 people agreed on.
You guys talk for a minute. I have a phone call here.
Okay.
What was which one?
Sorry. A Shrika's Mercy. When a Legionnaire recuperates, place 1 additional healing tick on all Legionnaires.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I'm fine with it. You know, it's not the canon I wanted, but
Yeah.
But
I'm more
If
of
you
an
get me one more
offensive than
body,
a
if you get me one more body dead, and then do 2 favor missions, we can level her up again.
and then we can up her damage.
Because we can do the +1 favor. Because I can do a story that gives us a favor if you wanted. So we could get three favor out of the next mission here if you wanted to meta it a little bit by letting someone die.
All right, what did I miss?
We're gonna kill you.
We're totally
I don't think I'm gonna need to let someone die. We're pretty good at just making that happen naturally.
We're pretty good at letting that happen.
It was a Shrika's Mercy, right? Are we going with that? I want to
Yeah.
make sure that's fine. Okay, so
we all heal more.
We need that because we do need healing.
I think how we see that displayed, besides that she looks bigger, stronger, and faster as she recovered from her wounds, is that silvery moonlight glow that surrounds her is fiercer, it's brighter, and it extends further. And everybody just feel better in her presence, and people heal better as a result mechanically. So we'll get to that though. Anyway, campaign actions. Spy Master. will be played by me today. Fascius Foxwell, who is definitely a fox in himself. He will probably keep one spy for himself to expand his network, and then he'll probably, like I think we've been doing, he'll give an action to help the quartermaster, and probably one for the commander. Crimson Vexing Gale does not wound on any mission. So that's good. Anyways, Mike, do you have an idea of what you want to do, or should I roll his up?
So on the last mission, was anyone horribly wounded?
There are wounds.
Everybody's hurt.
There are wounds abound, but you can ask the
Dorna's
marshal
got
if you want to
level
double
2.
check.
Yeah,
Mr. Marshall.
we got a lot of people.
Everybody
wounded.
got level 2s, pretty much. All the specialists, I think, have
But
something.
now we heal better. Anyways,
So now if I boost it, we can heal 3 ticks across. So that's a level 1 and 2 harm gone if I boost it.
that might
Yep.
be overkill for what we have, though.
I figure
Some
it might
people.
be, but I'm at least
Nugget has
playing,
2 level 2s and 1 level 1. He's the worst one of the bunch. But everybody, most of the specialists
Bellic.
except Gyox has a level 2.
Bellic has a 2
Bucket
and a
should
1.
already have some healing on that, though, shouldn't he? From the last one, because he didn't go on a mission this time around, so we should have had at
Have
least
anything on
one.
him. He just has the bruised spine, pulled and sealed by.
Well, you're the one that
salt,
does
but
the
I don't think
checks
we did any
down.
healing.
Yeah. So last time we spent the supply to get 2 ticks, right?
Yeah.
You know, but he had
Yes.
didn't he have a level? Did he have a
Yeah,
level
he
you're
had
3?
level
right.
3.
You're right. I wouldn't miss that. I'm a good bookkeeper.
Yeah, you took off his
Yeah.
level 3. He was nearly dead. Like we
Yeah.
barely saved his ass.
So the question is, do
Nearly
we...
sacrificed 2 rookies to keep him alive.
You if you did a recuperate and you got 2 ticks, I would say let the marshal go through everything and check it all off and see where you're laying.
I don't think we need the extra healing because we have 3
Okay.
heavies. Nugget can sit another one out, and we're gonna do just fine.
Well, we do also remember we do have 1 extra mercy on standby right now.
For-
That too.
So,
so they
we're
can
always
take that extra
so
tick.
someone is getting 3 ticks no matter what.
A specialist can get a tick from a mercy, specifically.
Yeah.
So
So let's keep the supplies. I think we'll be fine.
Okay, so we'll do the recuperate. So we each heal 2. Do we want to use the mercy on anyone?
Nugget if we're really feeling it, I guess.
Well, because that'll leave Bellic with a level 1, and that would leave Nugget with a level 1.
Yeah.
So either one of those.
So if we use
That's better. Gyox is fine.
I say
Yeah.
we heal up Bellig because we haven't used Bellig in a while.
He just came back.
okay.
He was good.
Yeah, so
He did good.
So I'll mark 2
Well-
ticks on everyone and start this process.
and then the 3rd one on Bellig. Because I'll use the
Bellig's
mercy on
good to
Bellig
go.
Bellig will be fully healed up.
And stress, we all de-stress, right?
No.
No, you have to roll
this
too.
is just healing.
This is just healing. Okay.
Yep, he has to do
we
a
need stress-
liberty.
Do we need a de-stress?
We've got a lot of stress going around. I will say that.
Okay. In that case, do you think I should boost it to just clear all stress?
That will.
Is there more than 4 per, or rather 3 per?
Yes, we got 2 people at max. Oh, the specialists at least. Adorna and Bellic both are near max, and I don't remember about.
All right, Marshall, what do you think?
that
Um, It really depends on the mission load we get because I mean we could definitely sit out the stressed ones and be fine, but if we require like a scout or a sniper on a recon mission, then Adorna has to go again.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like we'd want to have
Um,
that sniper good to go because we're going into a forest next, and that's probably sniper dough or scout territory.
On top of that, we do still have 2 supplies, which once we get in the next area, we can probably get some supply missions.
I'm worried about the next area for scouting.
Mm-hmm. So you know what? Let's do the Liberty and just clear everyone's stress with a boost. That'll clear
There you go.
everyone's stress, so no one has to worry about going insane. On the plus side, we do get 4 morale, which we only need 2.
Oh, so your morale's back up to top then.
Yep. Everybody's well fed and watered as we leave the mountains.
They're all looking at that. They're all looking at that long-term project you have going on there. They want to get that distillery going that you're working on. They're like,
Which
they have some good ale, but they just can't wait to have that homemade liquor in a moving liquor station. Get them that good stuff.
and I do have one group of laborers that I can put on that at least. Oh no, I have to do the action to get those on. I don't.
Laborers add 1 tick automatically, I believe.
Okay, so then we only need 3 more ticks. So next,
So you have what, 1 supply left?
yeah, we have got 1 supply left. So if we lose supply, we need to lose 2 supply for anything bad to happen.
So you can spend that last supply to have another action, or are you going to stop there?
You guys think we should keep a little buffer?
I think so.
Now, I did impose the, shall we say, difficulty of, I pledged to send the Ember Wolves on the next mission, and there's 3 of them.
Mhm.
So I guess we could shift around.
Mm-hmm. You'd have to. You got to have a full squad.
I mean, we
Unless
could
you just
always
don't have the people.
We could always take from the Grinning Ravens.
leave
Ooh.
Leo
Because they were
behind.
also
Also
bandits.
Yeah, you could always leave Leo behind at base since we're probably poking and prodding at the giant flame above his head.
Yeah, you're right. So I think Petrov and Dame Louis Moradin, or Louis,
Mhm.
I should know. I'm the one who named her. So,
Louis Lua.
They're not part of the Emberwolves?
yep, and they get to go right, out of the frying pan into the fryer now.
Oh, nice.
Wait,
So-
because Petrov still has a level 3 harm though.
Yep. So he would have
Was
gotten...
that after? Was that after our big heal up we just did?
Yeah, it takes 3 ticks. He's got 2 ticks off. Could we mercy him?
I just used the mercy. We have
We have 2 mercies.
we have 2 mercies, but we're always trading 1 off, 1 on.
Hmm.
So both.
Yeah, it takes
So
one
during the healing
phase for them to reset.
both of them were either used up or being used.
Gotcha.
I'd say then you put Leo in.
Yeah, Leo's got to
Yeah.
go. So switch Leo and Petrov.
Petrov is sitting in the
Um,
Grinning Raven. It's the only Grinning Ravens right now. He's technically on the bench.
Yep. He gets to sit in the medical tent.
That graveyard is getting kind of big, isn't it?
You know, all things considered, we've only lost like 11 people.
Only.
No, we have 4,
I mean,
8.
like in terms of like what we started
Yeah.
with,
I think
out of what we were expecting to lose.
Yeah, going the long way.
I think if
around,
you
I was
drop below
expecting to be
3
way
full
faster.
squads at any point, you lose the game. Just keep that in mind. You might
Yeah.
have to recruit at some point.
3, 4. We've got 5 full squad right now.
Either the fort or the rich road, the high road, or mall. We definitely have to find a recruitment in one of those 3 places.
Probably fort.
Yeah,
So we're
Uh,
probably gonna just rush through the Talcon forest into the fort.
I don't think we'll have much choice.
Yeah, especially with Render and Blighter being somewhere in the forest.
Yeah,
We're going to get to that too once you advance. But the spy master needs to step in here.
update the status of any.
I think he's going to expand the network as one thing. Crimson Vexing Gale cannot wound. So,
Yep, that's the one that if you have to roll for her, that's the best one to use because she won't get wounded when you roll bad
6.
or you roll good.
That's 3 ticks, right? Yep.
Yep.
So he'll be happy with that. Expand the network is almost full. So he has Antoinette and Bortis to help out. And now normally you can help by doing bribes and threats. That's +1 to the long-term project, but Mike's not going to be doing any of those. And blackmail to add +1 die to acquire assets. You're also not going to be acquiring any assets right now, right, Quartermaster?
Yeah, no. Unless they can get me supplies.
Now you have to have the action to do it, though, which means you have to spend supply to do that. But I don't think you get supply by spending supply.
I don't think we had any.
Supply is not an
ability to
asset.
Here anyway.
You gain it from mission rewards, it says.
Mm-hmm. And then the other one is recover, which none of them are injured. So that means interrogate is the only thing left. Unless he wants to... He could spend 1 spy and expand the network and be done with that, and then he can pick next time what he wants to do, and then still use one for the commander to have an intel question off any list, or you can have 2 questions off any list if you want to just take them both. What do you think you guys would want to do? He could finish expanding the network and give you 1 question, or not and give you 2.
I don't think you can actually re-choose the same stuff. I think he has to spread those out. I think that's part of the problem with the spy master.
Oh, maybe that is correct. That might just answer the question. All right. Well, you guys, I'll find spy master here.
Well, either way, we're moving on, so it's got to happen. Because this is a 0 asset area, and so is the forest, I think. It's kind of hard to stay here.
Yeah. We'll have to see if we can't get a supply mission in the forest, though. I don't know if we can, but...
I'm at the read through and I don't want to take the time.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about it.
Okay.
It just says each spy can only do 1 thing. So if you
All
have
right.
3 spies, you can do 3 things.
Do you want him to expand the network then?
Yes. Definitely I need him to expand his network. Because that gives him bonuses that are crazy good once he gets them.
Actually, when Bortress, that's especially when he rolls on expand network assignments, he generates +1 segment on his roll.
Yeah, so
I should have had him roll, but he only does it as train. So we're going to use that for him. Oh. But he rolls a 2, so he still gets the 1 and fills it. So we have to make sure that user does that next time, right? But I think that means he gets wounded, and I'll look that up. Of course, when I roll, he's gonna get wounded, right? And then you get 1 intel question coming up for yourself.
okay. So that's the freebie intel?
Yes, off any list.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yep.
And
The spy is wounded though, so he will have to
he can
probably.
use-
Yeah, you can actually use a wounded spy, but if they take another wound, they die.
Yeah.
So, all
Not
right.
a good idea to use that.
So yeah, he can expand it. There's a lot of stuff you can do. Anyway, so that's actually pretty good. So yeah, you get 1 question, and then let's move on to, since he's done, the Legion advance is optional. Are you advancing?
Oh yeah. And we're under pressure.
Oh yes.
Under pressure, bum 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 ba dum.
But not too much.
Oh my goodness.
We get 1 tick.
+1. But you rolled the best you could. You could have just gotten
1 tick into past the halfway point. Yay.
we're 2.
Because you already added it.
No, I did 1 for the time advancing as always after a mission's done. And then 1 extra goes when you do this part right here. So you're 2 past halfway. You got 3 total after being here. So go back up to, just to make sure we're on the same page, back at camp phase part 2, time passes, no +1 time and pressure. So we did 1 time there, which
That put me at almost halfway.
that put me at on my clock at halfway.
Okay, so that's where I'm different. Okay, never mind. We're good then.
Because it should have been, because we got 3 after you were 2 in the summer. You got 3 last time from Render being / me being a punk,
Because
right?
last time, well, we were 2 in summer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember me getting 2 in summer, but that's fine.
I mean, I can mark it back 1, but I'm pretty sure
Nope,
that's where
good.
we're.
We're
All right,
running.
all
We're
right.
rolling.
Fine. Then you rolled a 1 +1 is the best you could do, which summer is full in swing, heading towards autumn rather quickly as you come down into Talgon Forest.
Well, it's a hard drive to get out of a mountain like that.
It is not easy. There's no clear path. Most of the bridges are gone. Let's see here.
I imagine there's points where we have to carry our supply carts down.
You have to build bridges. It's a huge mess.
There's a reason nobody goes that way.
And as your scouts come back, and I'm moving the stuff as I talk to you about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And the bling.
And the Render
Oh,
is.
squiggly line.
What was the red I want to use? I can never remember which one. Render is also in Talgon Forest. His troops have moved straight north. He burned East and West Lake. Went through Aldermark in Talgon Forest. And he is here. You guys are not like right on top of each other, but you're probably going to be aware of each other after not too long. Now I need dark green. I can't see this on my computer right now because there it is. There we go. Blighter has moved past, though, what your scouts will tell you, to start an assault on Callisto itself, which is your next location. So they probably met the two forces, as far as your scouts could tell, somewhere in the forest there, about where the paths crossed, whatever. Render decides to pursue you while Blighter takes a break, heading east. Render goes north.
Later decides to go on with her beaten and bloody forces and move on. Render's like, I haven't done anything. Let me take on.
Yep. And the fire I'll update, but the fire
Can't be as bad as you say.
is moving across the land. And there you go. You guys are now into Talgon Forest. Is there anything else we have to do on this little sheet here? At your option, spend horses to reduce pressure, which we didn't do. Roll pressure, and now the pressure, reset the pressure to 0, which I have to do at my end, which I did. And let me get out Talgon Forest, read you a little bit, and give you some missions. Still have a little bit of time. Oh, and then we have a couple scenes. Should we do a scene before? I think there has to be a scene before we actually leave, though.
Probably Leo.
Leo.
At minimum, Leo.
By the time I probably told you what this does. I'm going to copy and paste it and let you guys role play it in. And then we can say exactly what it is later for the audience. Who wants to be Leo? I imagine the Marshal might be a part of this. Because the soldiers come back.
Take Leo.
You want to be like...
Yeah, because if I wasn't busy shooting that person, I would have been taking the person taking the fire. It was more important to win the mission at that time than it was to try to sneak the fire out. So that's why I was like, I'll shoot him. I didn't expect to actually shoot him. And do well. Who does that? I never do that.
All right. You're Leo?
Mm-hmm. Yo, I'm Leo. I can see a Cinder King.
Marshal, can you be your Marshal again?
Of course.
This is not long after you kick the others out of your office. And I think, unless Mike wants to play a role, I think that's all we need. Or do you want to be Petrov?
I imagine.
Huh?
You know, I imagine the quartermasters probably wandered in to giddy with joy about his new toys.
Oh yes. Okay.
We can just combine those two scenes into one.
Okay. So I'll be Shreya in a second. Leo marches in. I mean, it probably comes to the attention, like Zorm, Zorm the medic is just like, that does not look healthy. Your head is on fire. That is not a. We should go to the Marshal. He probably wants to see this. The quartermaster would probably be interested as well. The commander, who knows? I'm sure Shreya will be about slowly and soon. Leo, go see the Marshal. Come on, you got to set my tent on fire. I've already set my tent on fire 3 times today. They're not going to keep putting it out. Eventually, they're going to let it burn.
Leo blinks and kind of looks at you with one eye. It's like, can you don't point me at where the Marshal is? I'm kind of staring at somebody right now.
You got the message, right?
So angry.
You see?
Yeah, he'll start walking backwards, trying to not turn his head. Every time he's moving.
Storm's like, that's how I usually walk. It's a good way to go.
Indeed, he's like reaches back with his arm, trying to flap open. Which way is the Marshal's tent? General directions are fine.
People are stopping and staring, and they're wondering what the hell is that. Because no matter what time of the day it is, it's bright and it's blue. It's probably like this tall, probably like a foot tall, 6 inches wide. It's just fire that burns. You know, and it's the same color as Shreya's horse's eyes. It's the same color as Blackshot when you fire it. It was, and people like the others of the troop, like the sniper and Belig, And Bellic wasn't. Yeah, he was there. Everybody was like, yeah, the flame was indigo, it was purple when we found it, but as soon as it was above his head, it turned blue. It's weird. So the rumors start to spread. People are already talking as Leo's awkwardly making his way to the marshal's tent. Marshal, you see the flame approaching through your flaps before it comes into your tent. Maybe you head him off at the pass. You tell me.
Yeah.
Shreya is already on her way. Like Leo's walking backwards, and he sees her at a distance. Her radiance has glowed, is expanded as of late, and you're just like, uh-oh, maybe.
Yeah, and you probably you feel Shreya coming long before you see her, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets that familiar kind of tingle.
Uh-oh.
But she's not there yet.
Right.
She's not there yet.
The hairs on the back of his neck start to stand up, but he tries to keep focusing on the what he's writing in his ledger. And then he'll glance up and he'll see the little flame floating above someone's head, and he'll go back down to it, and he'll stop writing. Obviously, he'll look back up, and then he'll look in the direction that the tingling is coming from, and he'll look back, and he'll look, quickly get up, and as formally as he set down his comb and whittling knife before, just as informally now he will rise up. His pen will fall over, spilling ink on the side of the table, and the book will close shut with wet ink inside, surely ruining the page he just wrote on. And he'll get up and start scrambling over towards Leo, and he'll be like, what's going on over here?
I can see the Cinder King, and he can see me.
And Rashi, I think for the first time anybody's ever seen, will look completely befuddled. The Cinder King, the Cinder King. You're looking at him right now. I wave in front of his face.
He shakes, he steps back, he's startled. Okay. I could see him through your hand.
Look over. There's probably nobody near him right now, but look around. He can see you. He can see you.
Yeah.
So he knows where we are.
No. Yes. He knows where I am. He doesn't know what I am or who I am. Don't think, but I wouldn't want to write anything down.
I have interjected.
Just staring. He's looking through the tent walls. If you pulled him in the tent at this point.
Yeah.
It's getting dimmer. It's like there's shadows. Does that make sense? Shadows?
Well, yes, I know what the shadow is. But
it's like they're slowly getting smaller, and I don't feel as tough as I did a minute ago. I'm getting pretty tired. But I can still see him.
He's
a very angry looking creature. Person, thing, mineral. Joke here.
The tingling will get more intense as Shreya gets closer, and Rashi will have to make a decision. Obviously, he'll look back. By the gods, look! You stay in here. You don't say a word to anyone. Just Rashi will dig over into his stuff, and he'll pull out a bottle of very nice scotch or something. It'll slap it in your hands. Sleep this off. We'll talk in the morning.
Okay. I'll try to go to sleep when I can't see him through my eyelids anymore.
Close your damn eyes.
I can still see him.
Close them harder.
I feel like at this point the tent flaps flow open with a force that only would match Shreya when she's angry. On the other side, it's just the quartermaster.
Quartermaster?
Why is his head on fire?
That's a great question.
And at this point, I feel like he kind of takes a knife, and he doesn't poke Leo in the head. He kind of just puts it into the flame. And just kind of checks it to see if it actually gets hot on the knife.
Master of games.
Yeah, it's quite hot. Very, very. It's blue fire. Extremely hot.
And you kind of like touch.
Like it's not. It's once you get
Yeah.
within a certain distance, it's almost unbearable. But it goes from like nothing to intense, and then nothing again. It's not like it slowly grows. So it's only within a confined area.
Yeah, that's why I just stuck his knife into the flame. The knife, at this point, is probably slowly starting to bend.
Red.
He
It
just
goes.
kind of pulls it out.
It goes red and then goes towards yellow, then white. You know, like as far as it's heating, like real fast.
And I'll just kind of pull it out and kind of look at it. Well, we've discovered something. We've discovered that recruits are immune to fire, sir.
Are you
This changes everything.
outside the
Exchange
tent
sketch.
or inside the tent?
We're
I'm
both
standing
inside.
in like
Inside.
I feel like I blew open the tent doors to come in and like talk about how great the new alchemical thing is, and then I saw this and stepped inside.
And you guys are discussing Leo, because I want to do this part at some point, kind of, but is it before it fades? Like their voice, you're taking maybe a drink or two,
Yep, he is now.
And they're-
he's like,
you hear them commotion, but like it's kind of like Frodo when he looks at the Eye of Sauron, like it just kind of comes out of the distance, like right up to him. Everything starts to fade out behind you, the talking, and now it's just you and the Cinder King, and you come up close and you see it's like a man, maybe it was once, that looks very lanky and long and very full. His cloak, his face is covered in shadow and flame. It's hard to tell, right? But I mean, you have no doubt who this is. But above, well, he sits upon a throne made of bones, and as you kind of back out a little bit, you see that. Let me get my map up here. His throne is placed upon a platform, and this platform is probably a good 30 paces wide and 20 paces long, and it's also made of bone. And he sits upon it with probably an entourage of his Cinder Guard around him, like 6 on each side, and these are like tall undead. Like I don't know what they're called in Star Wars, but those red guards, those royal guards, like Imperial guards, like they're all in red, like those guys, like all in red armor, these long spears, and that's his Cinder Guard. Like they're the elite of the elite. And this platform is on the backs of all these huge beastly undead, like these things that are the size of small elephants, but they was you don't know what they're supposed to be. But these beasts of burden have this platform strapped to them, and they're slowly marching. And as you expand further back, you can just see this entire legion of his own of undead that are with him. And he's got 2 or 3 more broken that are there with their own entourage, their own sections. And it's just, they are probably currently crossing the makeshift bridge that they had to make to the north after you guys destroyed the Holzenbrook Bridge. So he's back where we started the campaign, but he's crossing. And it's just this massive flow of undead. And as you zoom back in on him and come close, he looks you right in the eye, and you just hear like, and if that's not freaking if he knows your name, you can see that he has a crown of true fire. 9 points of fire. Not 1 like you, but 9. And they all burn and they blaze red. And that is what you see. And suddenly, like, you just get pulled slingshot back out of your vision, right? And you just get turned around and you're looking at Shrey in the face, and she's just like, whack! And just smashes your face in with her hand and just rattles your bell, and everything fades. Like, the visions of the Cinder King is gone. You guys, meanwhile, are talking. Shrey just you feel her getting close, and before you can do anything, she enters the tent, breaking the pole where the flaps are, and she grabs Leo, turns him around, and just smacks him in the face, and he goes almost butt over tea kettle onto Marshall's cot. The Marshall's cot.
I know I gave him the whiskey for a reason.
Yep. She could have probably broken his neck, but she didn't. She comes in and
Barely.
she's just like, her chest is heaving a little bit. She's like, and you fall, Leo, but you wake up.
As he flips over, he's literally crawling. He's like stumbling back. He doesn't get up. He gets he's on his knees. It's the chosen. He's being weird about this.
I'm like dragging him away from the cot so that the way the commander's cot doesn't catch fire. Or the
Yeah,
marksman's
that's
cot
true.
doesn't catch fire rather.
Yep.
I'm just like, no, not there, no, over here. There we go.
Some
Also, hi, Shreya.
Shreya's looking really. You don't know what she's just heaving. She's like, you found a point of true fire, and you took it. You didn't even give it to a specialist.
It,
You didn't haul it back on its pedestal. What were
the
you
undead
thinking?
were everywhere, madam. We were just trying to get it out so so Belig and Adorna could hold them off so we could retreat and not surrender it to them. And we didn't know how to move it. There was no instructions. There was nothing. He just said, take it. So we drew lots as best you can in that situation. And I reached for it first. He's crossing the bridge.
Who is crossing the bridge? And it's like she knows. The way she asked that, she already knows the answer, but who is...
He is the 9-point king. His legions, they crossed where we first broke the bridge, or the legion first broke the bridge. He's now crossed it. He's found a way. He has more of your... No, they're not yours. The former chosens, the broken, as we call them now. There's more. 2 more at least with him. With their own legions. He starts, like, tears start running down his eyes.
She looks at him a moment longer. She looks to the marshal. She's like, I apologize for intruding your tent and usurping your command. It is not every day someone finds true fire.
How can we
Do you
use it?
And at this point, the quartermaster's kind of looking at him, looking there, and going like, so besides the name True Fire, I'm with the marshal here. Does it do anything? Does he just see visions of dead people? Like,
Ask Leo.
I felt
Leo?
if I could lift mountains. But if one point feels that strong, it's he's not a man. He's not even a beast. He's the dark god on the earth itself.
True fire comes at a cost. Are you able to bear it?
If you asked me before, I would say no. But if the Legion needs it, it will be here. Anything. Put a small chink in his armor. Tears still run down his eyes. He's so angry.
She's like, she goes, stand up, soldier.
Shakily gets up. He's like, I'm just so tired, madam. I'm sorry.
You can sleep in a minute. Here's the thing. I will leave you this. You can think on it. I don't know if you can pass it off. I don't know what happens if you die. If what happens to it if you die while having it. Or if you can give it away. I have no idea. But it's yours to bear now. The Cinder King bears 9 points of true fire. And the only one I've ever known that also bears the fire. Ooh, that looks good. Is that of the other chosen. You have all heard of Zora. And you guys have all...
The Changer?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Oh, no. Which one's the Changer?
No.
Changer's Zora, right?
No, that's the horned one that's like the animals.
That's the horned one.
Zora's the one that we've watched in the campaigns for. She goes... That's like the fighter that goes out and is like, exact, Anyway, so she goes...
The paladin, basically.
Mm-hmm. Zora has been alive for 300 years. The only chosen to ever live in that long. Has not burned out. As old as Asringa, who knew her personally. Zora bears a halo of true fire. If only she were here right now. So aside from the Cinder King and another chosen, you really, Leo, are the first and the only human that I can think of to bear the flame. It is powerful, but it comes with a cost.
I will burn brightly, won't I?
The brightest. I see your flame is blue. If it would have turned red, we might be having another discussion, or perhaps not a discussion at all.
He nods and then looks up like, does that affect the flame? Like he's suddenly self-conscious about
Because
what the flame is.
she's like,
It's like
what color was the flame when you found it?
the indigo, I believe, is the best description.
So it's neither red nor blue. It was a combination of red and blue.
It changed as we neared it, and when I actually touched it, it changed completely. For a moment, it was red. I think it's hard to remember. It's suddenly seeing those eyes staring into yours from such a distance, knowing there's a distance.
Well, keep it blue. Good work. And she turns around and she leaves. And she heads for the smithy, which we'll get to later.
He goes back to his knees. it's mentally very past worn out. And now he needs a special bed. His head's on fire.
He'll learn how to work it. Go ahead, Mike.
I was just in the quartermaster. Alexander's just going to kind of look over the marshal. Oh, now that she's done being somewhat cryptic and somewhat revealing about what this is, good job, Leo. You are one of the most important people in the Legion. Don't die.
He dry, like his mouth is, dry chuckle. Yes, sir.
Now, let's find you I don't know if a rock is going to melt under your head, so I'm going to be honest. We're going to try and find you something to put under your head. If you don't mind, Marshal, I'm going to drag him and find him a non-flammable spot to sleep.
He's all yours. And on his way out, like Rashi will like pat your shoulder, Leo, and go, "Good lad."
Thank you, sir.
So now, how does it feel to be, to have, all of this weight upon your shoulders like a god and/or a chosen? It's got to be. Actually, no, it probably sucks. I already have enough. I already hate hate all of the stuff that I have to do. And there's just the mumbling of that as he's going off. Just Alexander just being like, God, I hate my job, but I'm one of the few people that can actually do it.
So yeah, I think that's the scene. I feel like. Good job, Leo. So, the bear can mark 2 corruption to push with this flame. It brands the forehead. I put it above the head, but when they do, they are limed in fire. You can see the Cinder King and he them. And gain a strength. It's not blight. It is corruption. That's a in case of emergency, break glass. Now, I think we advance. I'm going to read you a little bit of Talgon Forest. I'm going to tell you the missions, and then we're going to close up. Unless anybody else has a scene they want to do, I can hold off. I have a smithy. I have kind of a quartermaster and Shreya scene, but I can wait till next time on that one.
You can do it whenever.
Yeah, that's okay. I can kind of wait. I want to get you guys the missions so you can think about it and kind of decide.
That's probably best.
But I also want to tell you, give you the introduction to what this is like here. Okay, so you move to Talgon Forest. Like I said, interrupt me if you need me to, if you want to do something else. But so the forest heart is dark and thick and makes it difficult to traverse terrain. The only real place to camp is Harug, a holy site of the Horned One, ringed with carved stones. The Horned One is yet another chosen that we didn't choose for this campaign. Kind of the Panyars chosen, okay? For no visible reason, the forest doesn't encroach within this ring of carved stones. So this is where you're going to be camping. The site itself is made of smooth stone platforms and holy patterns carved into them, small alcoves carved into trees, and ornate pathways that lead between them. The sole attendant of the site is a dour, robed man named Rowan, who has dedicated his life to the Horned One. So you got to deal with this guy. Rowan's Panyard traits are more excessive than most, and include goat horns and an odd bark-like skin. You definitely know that here the broken are at disadvantage. The forest beasts resent their presence and are likely to turn their rage on them. Consequently, undead in the forest are few and are far more likely to mount ambushes than assault a fortified position. The Chosen is too valuable a prize to forget altogether, blah, blah, blah. Talgon is one of the most pristine places left in Aldermark, but that does not make it safe. The forest does not care for intruders, and the Legion are only marginally better than the undead counterparts in the eyes of those things that call the forest home. Asset ratings here are 0. Mission types are recon and religious. The only path to advance to is Fort Callisto next. The scenes that you see are unknown creatures moving among ancient trees, shadows dancing in the distance, the creaking of forest wood and vine, undead dismembered by a long-gone animal, left in pieces strewn on the forest floor, eerie lights in the distance moving past distant trees, then disappearing into the dark. The overwhelming presence of being watched by countless eyes. The challenges you face are wild creatures of the forest, overly large, almost supernaturally intelligent, and hostile to intruders. Thoroughly overgrown paths that need to be hacked down to make way for the Legion's passage, undead ambushes and traps, sacred sites and mystic wards lost in the rampant bloom of the forest. That is Talgon Forest in a nutshell.
Sounds so inviting.
So you're just a little bit safer here from the undead, but there is still the beast of the forest. Rowan, this dour old man, after meeting Shreya, and who knows the Horned One, regrettably maybe lets you into this area to stay. So the camp is relatively safe, pretty safe from undead. Large creatures, of course, still roam, and you guys are able to set up shop. The scouts go out, bring intel back in. Missions are afoot. Shall we go over the missions and have a quick command staff meeting before we close for the night?
Yeah.
We can pick up the command staff meeting next time, as Shreya will probably come in. So, I was going to have Shreya say this, but no, it probably will be here. But we'll come to it. So I got 3 missions. I did them ahead of time. I kind of formed them. I've not done this. I've always rolled them randomly, but I've kind of formed them to the game a little bit. Listening to what you guys are talking about and kind of what's been going on. So, even if you were to give me a preference, Commander, there's only recon and religious. I'm not sure if you, and I got one of each, plus a special mission. All right. So here we go. I will copy paste everything after we're done. You guys just listen and start to think. The first one is a recon mission. It is an infiltration recon mission. And this is an infiltration into Render's camp itself. So like his actual main camp. Rewards are +3 intel. Penalties are +1 time. So
Intel has come at a premium this far, at least as I've seen it.
That might be good for the secondary mission.
this goes
It
in,
could also be a lot of fun to play, going like
That
right
too.
into the belly of the beast, right?
Yeah,
goes-
I know, totally.
goes into the heart of Render's encampment. Many enemies, including Render himself, would be there.
Sounds like a heavy kind of mission, right?
Or
Two
sneak,
heavies?
or sneaky.
You know what?
Or
You know what? I know what we should do. So, let me pull up my character sheet here. I've got the
Wait.
perfect help. to
Detonate the
do
nuke.
this.
The recon.
We have a thing of siege weapons, guys. Okay. We're gonna sneak them close to the camp
Just sneak
and
behind
then
him
just
and
blow up the camp.
Yeah,
Well-
the recon is more of a suggestion.
Well,
Right.
This will be
it
no,
is
no,
to
it'll be a
extract it.
recon.
If
It'll
you
be
want,
a force recon.
if you want the rewards, you actually have to get the intel out of the camp. I'm just saying, you do what you want. But...
I mean, if we kill Render, then like that's a reward.
That is true. That's a lot of points.
Wait, there's points?
There's a point system at the end of everything.
I have to put
Yep,
The whole thing comes down to how many points did you earn, and this is how well you held Skydagger if you got there in the first place.
Okay.
Oh yeah. All right, so I'm gonna skip down to the third mission, which is the religious mission, the cleansing. It's a cleansing, and what you find out is that Mercy we talked about, Arun, she survived. You picked her up on the road on the way down. She said that she had a duplicate made of her, so to speak, of the shades as she came across the shades, but they killed her friends. And basically she tells you that there's one more shrine that she can think of, and it's all gathering there. They are going to do something big with this weird corrupted evil.
Shades
So
are.
this shrine needs to be, the shades need to be cleansed once and for all before they achieve what their goal is to do. The rewards here are +2 morale and +10 points to your final score, which is a good little chunk. So because you're basically eliminating an enemy off the board for good. Penalties are -1 morale and +1 pressure. Not the worst. You can handle it. You can go without. All right. Lastly is the special mission, and it is a special assault mission. Because the troops have been talking, they want to attack. They want to fight. They want to kill some of the undead. Render has a squad led by a dangerous undead. So either an infamous or one of his lieutenants. They have pinned down a broken squad of Legionnaires in retreat. So it's time to kill those guys and save what's left. This has the reward system of +2 morale, +1 intel, favor for your chosen, and the extra bonuses you get +1 specialist.
Oh, like we get to choose, or it's assigned?
I have left it blank on purpose.
That's a
We
choice.
need scouts and medics badly.
The
So,
penalty
yeah,
here
it's
is
a possibility to get one.
the penalty here is +1 pressure. Not bad. The extra bonus is, so basically everyone's going to be dead but this one specialist. I'll let you choose who. The extra is Shreya will be joining this mission. She's heard the talk. She's also anxious to get in the field. Shreya will be going with the squad to lay out the bad guys in her way.
That's the primary. That's the primary right there.
My guess.
I'm kind of interested in being either that one or the
Infiltration.
Right.
recon, the infiltration. One of those two has to be the primary, I think.
Yeah.
Three
That's-
intel or a favor and an intel.
The
and a
specialist is helpful though, because we lost a medic way early,
and we haven't really gotten them back yet.
and we're almost ready to replace the medic, but we're nowhere near ready to replace the scout.
No. Right now, I'm kind of leaning towards assault primary.
I am too.
There's
I'm
all the
liking that.
stuff.
Because if I remember correctly, siege weapons actually supply a bonus for assaults.
Heavy
Hold on.
medic or sniper and
I'll be
black
back in
shot.
like a minute.
No
Yeah,
problem.
I-
I wanted to get those out to you. I thought you guys would be excited. I guess you would like the last one we talked about. That would be my guess for your primary, but that was just my guess. You guys will tell me.
It'll especially be nice because no matter who we're facing, we've got Shreya to back us up, and Shreya's like one step below a broken, or equal to a broken.
She's one step. Yeah, she's equal. She would be equal, I believe, to a lieutenant.
Okay, so she'd be equal to a lieutenant, which, on top of the fact that we'd be bringing a full squad who all count as one tier higher for effectiveness, I think,
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
because of the alchemy stuff.
Well, that's a long-term project you have to do.
Okay, now I understand.
So you still got to knock that out if you want it to be useful.
Yeah.
It might be something, if you come out of this smelling like a rose, you might want to like knock that out as fast as you can. Maybe put everything into it.
That's probably what I'll do because I can use the. I can have both alchemists help me on that one. I think.
And your laborers.
Yeah, so that'll be. I think alchemists each give 1 tick. I'm not sure.
Or they roll, but we'll figure it out next time.
Yeah.
So those are the missions laid out. This is where Shreya comes in. We'll tell Dom in a second. And Shreya's like, she interrupts the meeting, whatever, right? She, just to kind of speed it up, she's like, I want to let you know that this is not Panyar, but the forest belongs to the Horned One and the Panyar. She goes, oh, wait for Dom here. All right, I'm adding in my Shreya bit, but I'm doing it real fast. So Shreya comes in, and she's like, this is not Panyar, but the forest belongs to the Horned One and the Panyar. She goes, I know there are not a lot of Panyar left in our legion, but you must have Panyar with every squad that goes out. She goes, in fact, you might want them to lead the squad. Even if they're not specialists or soldiers, even if it's a rookie, you want the Panyar. You're going to have to change it up, Marshall. This is message.
You have really messed up here, Lucas.
What? I really
That's
messed
a
up.
bunch of Panyar.
We have Panyar,
Okay.
but you're going to be. We'll see who's leading.
Well, this is a special rule in this area.
This area.
All special missions in Talgon. Oh, special missions. So just the special mission. I read it wrong. Require a Panyar to lead them, or they suffer -1 to engagement roll. So you don't have to have them do it. That's just my way of introducing that. She's like, I would heavily suggest having at least one Panyar. If you go on this assault mission, which I will join, put a Panyar in charge. Otherwise, Marshall, it's your call.
Yep. So we'll send the Star Vipers instead. And Blue Biting Cone is going to take that one.
Oh, good old Blue
He is a
Vine.
soldier. He is a soldier.
Oh.
We can always send the other squad that we told, yeah, you're gonna go do your thing on the secondary.
They don't have a. I don't think the Lions, or I'm sorry,
Emberwolves?
the Wolves have a Panyar.
Let
They
me
don't.
double check.
But that's not. It said special. I read that wrong. That was special mission. So you would want it on this assault mission. After that, it doesn't really matter. But you know, if you want to go for effect,
Yeah.
you have Russet Growing Spud. He's in the Shattered Lions.
What actually is King James Lawden?
King James Lawden is the like the snooty ones who all have titles like Dame,
Okay, because we actually didn't have
Princeps.
He's not a
His-
pioneer.
his heritage stuff wasn't filled out.
Oh, it wasn't. He is a
All right. The nobles.
yeah, all right. Yeah, all right.
Same with Maida and let me check Paulina. Yeah,
Oh.
Paulina is Tara.
He hasn't been played yet, so it's not. We'll do it when it's time. But
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, no, I just kind of went, oh hey, I decided to check, and it's just, oh hey.
I would say he probably is a noble though. Once it does get, it sounds like he was once a noble. Or anyway, so those are our missions. We don't have to answer them on camera tonight. I'll just get an answer before we get back together next time, so that way we can close out. But it sounds like they are definitely leaning towards the special assault or the infiltration as the primary, and probably the opposite as the secondary. Probably means we're going to be failing the cleansing, which should be really interesting because it's some tough choices here.
Indeed.
You might see them at the end.
Tough choices. Good tough choices.
Yeah.
It's better.
So
I didn't have to pay. I didn't have to pay for this special.
Yeah.
So the religious mission, right, is like I said, we've been carrying this shade thing on for a long time. You've been kind of coming into counter them a little bit here and there, right? We brought them back and forth. They're just basically an extra force that's not broken or Cinder King's army that are on the board that will cause complications. This is the last chance to really take them out when they're in one spot. I don't know, or you don't know what's going to happen after they do this thing that they're at right now. The notes I put on there are what I had from last time. Kind of, I was typing them up. So this is everything for you guys to read on the board. So think about it. You don't have to make a decision right now, but I do need to know soon. But I think that'd be a good place to close up and do our shoutros and then yeah, you guys can put your opinions. I really want to know what you're thinking, so we'll get to it. But anyway,
Thinking.
Dom's already got the names for the missions. Perfect. So, Soundwaves, Commander, let's start with you, and then we'll do our shoutros. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight that's in the audience. Thank you for my players for playing. And I had a good time. I love doing the command, this command phase. It's always a good time. So, we'll get to the Shreya blacksmithy with the quartermaster scene next time, because her spear is still broken. She needs to have a new weapon. It's coming up. Yeah, it is. She's going to battle, maybe. Anyway.
We have some pistols.
Ooh, yeah.
Two pistols attached to it then instead of a
None of the chosen use
Warhammer
guns, do they? None of them do.
Pistols.
Horned one uses guns. What? That's wrong. All right. Soundwaves Ghost, go ahead and start us up, if you would.
All right. As he said, Soundwaves Ghost, I played the commander and also the Lord Keeper. And of course, as everybody else has to, any random person, hopefully it's a rookie so they don't die during the mission. Seem to have a bad habit of killing specialists. Regardless, our rolls will be great, but it'll just be just enough for them to die.
I remember you sacrificing the medic.
Well,
You walked.
That one was my curse on specialists because I had the best specialist and I lost him. Anyway, I'm Someone's Ghost. I play here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. This coming up Tuesday, I will be running here. Escape from Dino Island, played by the Apocalypse-based system, very similar in idea to the 2d6 system, but isn't this one the trio of? I believe they've chosen they were hired and brought to the island, and they don't know really what they were supposed to be doing on the island. And as soon as they arrive, something is going to go wrong, which that's all part of the very first mission, first day of gameplay is going to be a couple things of they get to pick what's going on and why they're there, like they already did. And they also get to pick other random parts too. And then some of it I get to pick, and I don't have to necessarily tell some of it to them. It just says I do pick, and then I chuckle, and I don't tell them what I pick.
Oh, that's the best time is when you chuckle.
Yep. And on that following Thursday, I will be playing my first session of D&D with Lucas here on this Thursday. And then we'll reverse again, and I'll play again, and then
You'll be
on
here.
and on.
You're perpetually
Forever.
here now.
He's around somewhere,
Yep.
hiding in the shadows.
Yep.
But as usual, thanks for letting me play. And guys, thanks for playing with me, and had a great time. Pass it over to Dom the Marshal.
What's up, guys? I'm Dom the Marshal. I run Dom's Dungeon Tavern, which is my little Discord community, I call it, of one-shots and ongoing campaigns. So if you ever want to play with me as a GM, that's the best place to do so. I'm going to drop that right in the Twitch for everybody to see, click on, and join. Otherwise, you can catch me here as one of the several hobos of the channel, Lucas G Variety. Not only playing, coming up, not this Tuesday with Dino Island, but after that, Action Movie World, I believe is the name of the game. Sounds like we got a really good cop drama kind of thing going on. I'm really excited to see how that all rolls out. It's my first exposure to the system, but I can already tell we're going to have a lot of fun with it, especially with the cast we've been gathering. Otherwise, Sundays are a great time to see me every Sunday, except this coming Sunday because our GM is he's in a play, so he's taking his acting talents elsewhere, at least for the next weekend. But catch us on Sundays for the Roman Chiaroscuro, historical 19th century setting in Rome. The church, the Italian, revolutionaries, and lots of other fun stuff all wrapped up in there. Definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun, and it's really shaping up to be a spicy campaign. We've got 13 sessions left, so that finale coming up closer than you think. I'll pass things down now that I've taken up 5 minutes down to Haruka.
Hi, I'm Haruka. I'm years late, as usual. I sometimes stream over twitch.tv/Rajunko. Besides that, though, I'm working on my own tabletop system now. Gonna be having fun with that. And hopefully I'll be able to get that actually published eventually. But besides that, always love to be here. Always love to play with you guys. Glad you guys put up with me by doing this. Besides that, though, pass back to Luke.
Yes, that's me. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for those who have been here and supported us. All support helps financially and just being here in the chat. Everything goes right back to the channel. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. We will be back not Sunday unless I do a replay because the Doms group cannot, but they will be back returning after that. We will go Dino Island for a couple weeks on Tuesdays and then switch to the action movie world, the cop movie. Also, we're planning on doing the Barbarian movie with another group, some of my friends, on Saturday at some point once we actually get some dates. So we got all kinds of action movie work coming up. If you're like, what is that game? It's like, it's making bad 80s action movies. Killer one-liners, explosions, beat up the bad guys. I have one on my YouTube channel right now that we did before, the Ninja movie, which is call
Beautiful.
It was great. It was called Romance of the Five Dojos, and it came out to be the best. With probably the one part, and Dan knows what I'm talking about, maybe, that I laughed harder than I've ever laughed before in a game or on stream. You can find it like in the third or fourth video. I even time-stamped it. Keyword.
Harder than Tuesday? That's the hardest I've laughed in a while.
I think so, but not by much. You just have to find it. You find the game and find where we talk about the term called beard hole. And that's all I'm going to say. Now he remembers. I've never laughed so hard and had a group laugh, but
Everything involving him was so goofy.
Tremorline, Scene of Stars, yeah, Dem. That's Dem for you. Was a great time. That was our last Tuesday game. But the Game and Gallimaufry Tuesdays are coming to a close, where at that point we hope to return to Robotech, the Macross Saga, to finish out the series. Ruka Junko, the Robotech master there for us. And then after that, we're looking at a long series. If it all comes to play, Fallout, the role-playing game with Soundwave's Ghost as the GM there. That's going to be a massive, crazy, weird undertaking. And I'm still looking for people out there to play. We need 3 more. So if you're interested out there and watching, listening, whatever, come join the Discord. Talk to me. Go, hey, I'm a huge Fallout fan. Like, good. That's what we want. Fallout fans that want to play a role-playing game with us. So, and Dan's more lenient than me. I'm a taskmaster. Anyways, that's all I got, guys. We're going to go to bed now, so we'll see you next time. You guys have a good night. God bless. Good gaming. Thank you very much. We will see you later. Peace.